evening and welcome to the 6:30 Prime News on My Media Prime. This is the first edition of the week. Thanks for choosing My Media Prime. And on today's edition of the news, we begin from the Southwest region. But before we begin the news, we're streaming live from Studio A at Fengutron in the country's economic capital. My name is Genda Peltrum Blanche King. At least half a dozen persons have been confirmed dead in an accident which occurred yesterday around Mount Cameroon Sports Complex in Muya, southwest region of the country. The driver of a Carina E, who was allegedly drunk and driving violently, hit an incoming vehicle from a corner, leaving the Carina E damaged beyond repair. Away from that, the leader of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, a CRM political party, Professor Maurice Kamto, says he has been placed under house arrest by the government of Cameroon for several days now. According to his party sources, his arrest may be imminent. Details in the French language with Gladys Bomotongina.
Assigné depuis 8 jours à son domicile, soit depuis le 20 septembre 2020, et par conséquent absent lors de la manifestation du 22 septembre lancée par lui-même et créant la polémique au sein de la conscience populaire, le professeur Maurice Kamto, président du mouvement pour la renaissance du Cameroun, MRC, récidive sur sa page que par une annonce adressée à l'opinion publique nationale et internationale dans laquelle il relate que le gouvernement camerounais aurait décidé de lancer un assaut contre sa résidence ce même lundi 28 septembre 2020. Il dépeint par ailleurs l'aspect militaire depuis autour de son domicile qu'il qualifie d'arsenal digne de théâtre de guerre. Situation contraignante au regard de celle des personnes incarcérées au jour d'aujourd'hui pour cette même marche. La question à se poser est de savoir ce qu'il adviendra de tout ceci.
Communication Minister and Government spokesperson Rene Emmanuel Sadi has applauded what he terms a sense of maturity exhibited by most Cameroonians who ignored calls for an anti-government protest called by the leader of MRC political party, Professor Maurice Kamto, on September 22, 2020. This is contained in the communique signed recently as a student journalist on internship. Abuno Clarence tells us in the following report.
The government spokesman, Rene Emmanuel Sadi, has reacted to the anti-protest organized by the CRM political party to oust President Paul Biya. In the release on the 25th September 2020 by Rene Emmanuel Sadi, on behalf of the government, he saluted the fact that Cameroonians and the political class rejected the call to protest on the 22nd September 2020. The security forces were also congratulated for responding with professionalism and firmness in the protest carried out by the CRM political party. Concerning the arrest of those who participated in the protest, he said that some have been released and others will also be released, but depending on the outcome of the judicial investigations. Still in the release, he notified on the arrest of some leaders of the CRM political party who are to answer for their acts before the court authorities. Amongst these leaders of the CRM political party, we can cite Professor Maurice Kamto's spokesperson, Olivier Bibounisak, and Anglophone, who were arrested due to their implication in the organization of the protest on the 22nd September 2020. He equally added that judicial bodies are closely reviewing the case of the CRM leader. It should be recalled that Professor Maurice Kamto has been held indoors in his residence by the forces of law and order since the 22nd September 2020 in a measure to restrict him from participating in the protest. He also highlighted that the CRM political party, which has been on the spotlight for the wrong reasons that breach peace, is closely reviewed by the Ministry of Territorial Administration, and added that legal proceedings will be taken regarding the tragic events which happened in embassies. He concluded by saying the head of state, Paul Biya, has constantly reaffirmed his attachment to dialogue and consultation in seeking the solutions to problems facing the country.
2 counterfeiters have been arrested in the southwest region of the country. The 2 individuals who were apprehended recently by the National Gendarmerie Brigade in Lonkak were in possession of about 8 million francs CFA false banknote. Details in the following report. About 8 million francs fake banknotes have been retrieved from 2 dealers of fake currency in the southwest region of the country. According to forces of law and order, the fake banknotes printed out in 5,000 francs CFA were retrieved thanks to thorough investigations opened by officials of the Gendarmerie Brigade in Longcat. The 2 individuals confirmed the fake currency was due for circulation, given there was no measured difference between the fake and real currency.
Après une marchandise frauduleuse, il est passé, ils ont déjà fait écouler des dizaines de milliers.
They have been taken for further questioning, after which they will face the full arm of the law. It should be noted that the mission to track down false banknotes in circulation is ongoing all over the country, and perpetrators of such acts, from production, delivery to intentional circulation, shall be duly punished. The regional delegate of secondary education, Dr. Anna Itondemboa, says all is set for school resumption come October 5, 2020. She was speaking after a brainstorming meeting with stakeholders of secondary schools, which took place at BGS or Bilingual Grammar School, Moliko Boya. Among issues discussed, emphasis was laid on the need parents and students to strictly respect all anti-COVID measures, both at home and on campus. Details with Clarice Ekoe from Boya.
The 2020-2021 school year is a peculiar one in that students, teachers and parents will have to cope with the COVID-19 pandemic coupled with the ongoing Anglophone crisis. In parallel to school reopening, these are secondary education stakeholders drawn from the southwest region who have converged on the campus of Bilingual Grammar School Moliko Boya to brainstorm on the pedagogic management of schools amidst the obvious challenges. Among the issues discussed was the management of PTA teachers, teaching within the context of the health crisis, as well as effective functioning and management of private schools found in crisis-affected areas in the southwest region. Dr. Hannah Etondembua, Southwest Regional Delegate of Secondary Education, throws light.
A resumption that will be effective and free of COVID-19 cases in our schools, free of insecurity in our schools, free of corruption, free of malpractices. That is the purpose. That will be able to have our children go to school, and even when they are not in class, they should be studying using a distance learning method.
Speaking during this pedagogic meeting, Dr. Hannah Etonde beckoned on teachers to teach students by example while reiterating on the importance of a clean school during this period of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Physical assiduity, and that's a prescription from the Minister of Secondary Education, that we all be assiduous and focused so that we can do our work effectively. Making sure that our school campuses are free of moral decadence, are free of things which are not expected of pedagogues that we have. That's the reason why she still insists on the policy of clean schools. And clean school has to do with physical, psychological, moral and intellectual cleanliness.
At the end of the meeting that earlier saw the presence of the Southwest Governor, some hygiene and sanitation kits were handed over to these participants from each division to help curb the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic in their schools.
The government of Cameroon will, in the days ahead, benefit from a 12 billion CFA loan from the International Fund for Agricultural Development (IFAD) to help boost food security in the country and eradicate rural poverty. The disbursement agreement cementing the deal was signed over the weekend in Yaoundé. Eileen Sama reports.
The signing ceremony took place at the Ministry of the Economy, Planning and Regional Development in Yaoundé and was carried out by Cameroon's Minister of Agriculture, Alamin Osman May, representing the government of Cameroon, and the president of IFAD, Gilbert Hombo, representing his organization. The money comes as aid to the second phase of government's project to promote the agri-subsector, better known by its French name, Projet d'appui au développement des filières agricoles PATFA. It is worth noting that PATFA is a project tailored towards increasing rice and onion production in Cameroon improving know-how on their post-harvest conservation, fostering local processing and transformation, as well as seeking for better market outlets. According to agricultural officials, since the launching of the project in Cameroon in 2017, there have been substantial increase in the production of rice and onions, as well as enabling the government to construct modern storage facilities for the two concerned crops, and also to provide training for farmers in rural areas to scale up production. The agriculture boss also disclosed that this second disbursement from the International Fund for Agricultural Development is meant to stabilize and improve the grains, guarantee the resilience and sustainability of producers in some 14 council areas found in the west, north, far north, and the northwest regions of Cameroon.
Yes, still on to the 6:30 Prime News on My Media Prime. A sector conference to launch the 2020-2021 academic year in Bamenda has been organized at the Bamenda 1 Council Hall, bringing educational authorities from the 7 divisions of the Northwest region. Launching the sector conference, Northwest Governor Adolphe Lele Lafri once more urged the population or the teachers to return to school or to their posts of duty, insisting that special escorts have been made available for teachers willing to begin school come October 5, 2020. Details with Charles Kebwa from the Northwest region.
A sectoral conference to launch the beginning of the 2020-2021 academic year for the Northwest region held at the Bamenda 1 Council Hall Friday 25th September 2020. Chaired by Northwest Governor Adolphe Lele Lafri, the sector conference was in preparation of the new academic year to begin 5th October 2020 and to assure the teachers of measures put in place by government and the administration of the region for a hit-free back-to-school come 5th October, bringing educational authorities from the 7 divisions of the Northwest. Northwest Governor Adolphe Lele Lafri urged the teachers to return to their duty post, insisting that a special escort has been made available for the primary and secondary school teachers willing to begin teaching come October 5th to declare themselves at the regional level, as administration will take all measures to ensure their safety and a free back to school.
There are still classrooms remaining in the majority of the schools that suffers from the violence of the crisis. And it is hoped that the school will resume come 5th of October in the whole region, thanks to the good work our security has done, thanks to the mobilization of the school family, and also thanks to the determination of the teachers.
He, however, assured the education family the administrative authorities are working to requisition structures and relocate those that had suffered violence because of the ongoing crisis.
Nothing has been given to the administrative authority along with the education stakeholder and local level to relocate the school that has been destroyed. While waiting, the revision procedure is going to start. The chairman of the rebuilding committee was shared by to build up the capacities of the mayors, the administrative authorities, and other stakeholders on how to proceed to achieve the rebuilding of the structure that were destroyed, both public structures, private structures, and even social structures.
Members of the communities were called to own their schools, own their children, and give the right orientation to the children, as all have agreed it's necessary for the children to go back to school come 5th October 2020. He equally assured the people of the region security measures have been taken at community levels through vigilante groups to aid the task of the security services and ensure schools resume effectively.
St. Jerome Bilingual Academic Complex International has been officially inaugurated in prelude to the start of the 2020-2021 academic school here. The inaugural ceremony, which took place over the weekend here in Douala, witnessed the presence of dignitaries, notably the Divisional Officer for Douala 5, Dolingande, completes the story in the following report.
The Lendi neighborhood of the Douala 5 subdivision is about to take a new facelift following the construction and inauguration of this academic edifice in order to meet up with the educational needs of scholars around this vicinity and beyond. Born from an exchange of words between the proprietors, Mrs. Pierre and her peers, some years back in the United States of America, the proprietor of St. Jerome Bilingual Academic Complex International talks more on the conception, appellation, and motivation behind the construction of this school.
My spouse came up with the idea of us doing something to the community and our country. So we went over so many projects and finally we fell on education. Because according to my wife, when you open the door for education, the other door of prison is closed. So that is one of the reasons why we decided to choose education. Secondly, we have seen that the government can be helped by its own citizens. In order to help the government, we decided to choose on education because education not only educates persons but also creates employment for so many other people who have not got employment.
While presiding over the inaugural ceremony, the Divisional Officer for Douala 5, Matthias Tayen Fumbele, didn't fail to caution the school authorities to work vis-a-vis government's academic stipulated measures while applauding the initiative.
I will provide you with pockets on some items to fight against.
On his part, the senior school administrative staff says St. Jerome Bilingual Academic Complex International has more than the ordinary to offer when it comes to academic services.
La première chose, nous commençons déjà à offrir des spéciales à Saint-Jérôme, c'est déjà les effectifs limités par classe. Contrairement aux autres établissements, Saint-Jérôme a les effectifs limités à 25 élèves seulement, pas plus. Deuxièmement, les salles de classe sont clairement spacieuses, convenables pour une éducation de qualité. Aussi à Saint-Jérôme, le personnel est très expérimenté. Ce personnel a été sélectionné parmi les meilleurs dans le littoral, ce qui garantit d'office un bon encadrement aux élèves que nous aurons dans nos institutions cette année. En plus de cela, Saint-Jérôme a des bâtiments qui sont au standard international.
Situated at Lendi, Douala, the entire academic compartment is due to run full-fledged come October the 5th this year. Starting from the elementary right up to the high school levels, the school authorities of the newly inaugurated St. Jerome Bilingual Academic Complex International have pledged to take effective service from the start of the new school year.
Ngok-Kutunja Youth and Students Cultural Association based in the Littoral region launched a peace tournament over the weekend. The tournament is aimed at fostering peace in the 13 villages which make up Ngok-Kutunja division in the northwest region of Cameroon. Details with Elisha Kingsley in the following report.
A month-long tournament dubbed Ngoiska Littoral Football Tournament has been launched in Douala. The Cultural and Football Jamboree launched on Sunday, September 27, 2020 at the Bepanda Field has as objective to promote love, unity and solidarity amongst the youths of Ngok-Kutunja, according to the organizers.
As an elite of Ngok-Kutunja division, it is good to remind that the main purpose of a come together of sons and daughters of this division is to promote our culture and encourage development. So in that light, we are happy to see that the youths can decide to come together on their own and organize themselves in order to foster the development of their division. And so we think that the only support that can be given to youth is to be at their sides at every time when they solicit the elites.
This gathering here today is about the Ngoiska Peace Tournament that has been launched by the Ngoiska here in Littoral. I'm from Baba 1, so we came here in our numbers
just to, to launch this peace tournament. As you can see, the first match was being played by Baba One and Bamali, and we came out victorious, and the Bamali came out as the vanquished.
It is also an opportunity to preach back to school to the youths of this division.
If I'm here today in Douala, is to officially install the Ngokutunja Youth and Student Cultural Association Electoral Branch Executive, which will be running the activities of the Ngokutunja youths and students here in Douala and Littoral in general, as well as to launch the Ngokutunja Peace Tournament, which involves all the 13 villages of Ngokutunja to come together, dine together for the progress and development of Ngokutunja, as well as to mobilize for our Go Back to School campaign, because we intend that our students, wherever they are, our children from Ngokutunja, wherever they are, be it in Yaoundé, be it in Douala, be it in Ngokutunja itself, should find themselves in the four walls of the school.
The football fiesta, which runs from September 27 to October 25, 2020, is bringing together youths from the 13 villages that make up Ngokutunja division in the northwest region of Cameroon. To the chairman of the organizing committee, all youths should put hands on deck so as to achieve peace, which is needed for meaningful development in the division.
I am calling on all the youths that are present to call their brothers to come and join us on this peace tournament. And I will also encourage all the youths, whether home or here in Douala, to go back to school, since our main aim is to foster peace, development. So another way of bringing peace is to, like for them, join the moving train, as the youth president said, and leave the bushes and come and go to school.
In the inaugural clash, Baba One Football Club narrowly defeated Bamali FC by 1-0, while Babungo FC lost 0-2 to Bamunka FC in the second game. The event also coincided with the installation of the new executive members of the Littoral branch of the Ngokutunja Youths and Students Cultural Association, known as Ngoiska.
Ngokutunja Youth and Students Cultural Association has another name as the Baby Ngondeka, meaning that we operate like the children of Ngondeka. Therefore, our elites, we are doing everything to live together with them, and then to prove to them our responsible ability as their children and their youths.
There is no gainsaying that sports in general and football in particular remains a unifying factor.
Still in the line of sports, the much-awaited General Assembly of the Cameroon Football Federation has come and gone, with the future of Cameroon's domestic football still hanging on the balance. Sportsman Keninga Fabrice attended the General Assembly and compiled the following report.
The current crisis rocking the Cameroon Football Federation and the Cameroon Professional League is far from ending. Not even the recent much anticipated General Assembly of the Cameroon Football Federation has been able to break through the stalemate as the crisis rages on. Both camps have been holding meetings in their own corners with the aim of finding a lasting solution to the crisis. The Executive Committee of Fcfa met on Thursday, September 24, in an in-camera session. The session, which only rounded off on Friday morning, had several resolutions signed by participants, including the president of the Cameroon Professional League, General Pierre Semenge. But while the General Assembly was ongoing on Friday, September 26 afternoon, General Pierre Semenge held a press conference claiming that he was coerced into signing the resolutions of the Executive Committee. Some of the major resolutions taken include granting the president of the Cameroon Professional League another mandate which ends on June 30, 2021, authorized Fcfa president to appoint a new Secretary General of the Cameroon Professional League within the next 72 hours. This was certainly a bitter pill to swallow for the 85-year-old retired Army General, who questioned his role as president should Fcfa appoint a Secretary General and also an administrative and financial director, reasons why the president of the Cameroon Professional League described the resolutions of the Executive Committee of Fecafoot as illegal and resented his decision from signing the resolutions, claiming he also tricked Fecafoot just like they did to him. To Fecafoot president, he has tried his best.
I have my conscience quiet. I've done the job. I've done for number one, if you expect from the president of the federation.
In spite of the dark cloud surrounding domestic football in the country, some delegates who attended the General Assembly left satisfied.
I'm living a satisfied man in the sense that the federation is the father of all leagues, and the federation is striking a balance with the professional league. So I'm living a satisfied man because we have things ahead of us in the interest of the nation. The interest of the nation stands primordial to any individual interest.
I'm happy, at least it's been a General Assembly like no other ones, because there has been, even though there has been a lot of motion, but there has been a lot of frank talk, and I think that it will continue like this. You know, like I said, that the Fecafoot presently have a hot potato in their hand, and it is that hot potato that has generated these sincere debates.
For now, the future of domestic football in the country is bleak, and pundits believe that only the supreme authority of the land can lay to rest this crisis. According to reports, legal battles has cost the Cameroon Football Federation some 1 billion francs CFA since 2014 till date.
And that's it for today's edition of Prime News on My Media Prime. Thanks for being a part of today's edition. Join us tomorrow, God willing, at 6:30 Cameroon time for another edition of the news on My Media Prime. The news was produced by Ewane Eli Nolinga, coordinated by Faith Tata Berenu. My name is Genda Peojin Blanche King. Until we meet again tomorrow, stay tuned to My Media Prime at 7 p.m. Cameroon time. Kim Leonard and his crack team of analysts will be live to talk about issues affecting the world, Africa, and Cameroon. Stay tuned and enjoy today's edition of Prime Hour. Good night.